Now, this is such a large kit. We're going to review today. Absolutely gorgeous. Again, as per usual, I've not looked in the box, so first of all, go over a little bit of background. SR71A, right. It's a year younger than me. I'm 56, so this is now 55 years old. This went into service. It's incredible to think that in 1966 this thing was going at Mach 3 plus with a ceiling of 80,000 feet. Whether that is absolutely true or not, I don't know, because they haven't released true statistics yet. It's an incredible aircraft, one of the greatest aircraft in my opinion ever produced. I've seen it in flight, I've seen it close up. It is absolutely amazing. It means a lot to me, and one of the reasons is I have this, which is an original flight jacket from an RAF Mildenhall, I don't know if that'll pick that up very well, pilot who lodged with one of my family members during the 70s and 80s, and that was donated to me or given to me because of my love of aircraft. It is an incredible piece of kit. People have tried to buy it off my back at Lakenheath and I wouldn't let them, but hey ho. So what we got here, we have Revell's new 148 SR71A Blackbird, Lockheed Blackbird, from the Skunk Works, the most famous aircraft designers in the world in my opinion. Absolutely brilliant. They're what they did back then, this was not designed on computers, this was slide rules and people's heads working all this out to get Mach 3. It's incredible. The engines, £660,000 per of thrust to get those incredible speeds. New technology, aluminium would melt at the speeds that they go at, so titanium was used. The titanium had to be got from Russia, so they had to invent a company to get the titanium into the US to build this baby. It is an incredible, this is going to be a long review. As I said, my review is normally 20 minutes, this will be longer, I promise. So what I think we need to do is get the camera sorted above my head and we'll have a look in the box. And again, the box is sealed and I will unseal it on camera. I've been looking forward to this for a long while. This arrived half an hour ago. Robert Alclad, again bless him, supplied myself and Mick Burr one of these kits. They're not cheap. I think retail price is £89. Like I said, Rob has supplied us both with a kit each, so thanks Rob, I do really appreciate what you do for us. Marvellous. So without further ado, let's get the camera over the top and we'll have a look at it. Okay, here we go. Right, so we've got the camera looking down on the table now. Now as you can see, this box is huge. It's massive. Let me take that out a little bit if I can. Just that little bit. There you go. Now underneath this is an A2 cutting mat and it hides it completely. So this is obviously Revell's 132 box that I've had to put in for 148, but it's massive. Now I've left it on autofocus for a few seconds. Let's get a knife ready. We're going to look around the box and have a look, see what's going on. So from the front of the box we've got the Blackbird high in flight, as it always is. So it's the SR71A Blackbird from Revell. Your box number or your kit number is 04967. So on the side of the box, if you can get this in, which is very difficult with the size of this, you can see some photos of the built kit. On the end is just a normal blurb. It does say 68.2 centimeters long, 35.3 centimeters wide at the wings, and 206 parts. On the other side we have some Sprue photos, the usual blurb about using their horrible paints and their glue, which none of us use nowadays, I don't think, or very few of us do anyway. Non-assembled plastic model kit, usual thing, and pictures of the sprues. Okay, right, upside down, you can see we are completely, sorry about the lights, but we are completely unopened. So we'll just open her up, have a look. Lots of tabs to uncut. And let's have a look. Right. Okay, sorry about the autofocus. We'll go back to that in a minute and we'll switch that off now. Right, let's see what we got. Now, as I said, I haven't seen inside this box yet, so I don't know what to expect. Where's that? I've got a tab stuck. Still a slight bit of tape. That's better. Okay. And we're into the fuselage, which is massive and looks fabulous. Some very fine detail panel lines all the way along, looking really good, really nice. She is just so big. So we'll take that out and we'll have a closer look in a minute. And we have a box full of plastic, so let's put that all on one side for a second. Put that on the floor. This box is just humongous. So straight out the box, have a look. Oh, blimey, kick the camera and bring it in a bit now so you can see a bit better and a bit more angle. There we go. Right, so as I said, beautiful panel lining. Everything seems to be there as it should. No flash on these parts. Very wide sprue joins, but I guess that's expected on something this big. Some strengthening ribbon inside. Again, very nice. Okay, let's put this to one side in the box before anything gets damaged. I don't want to see anything damaged. Right, now, looks like Revell has actually listened and is bagged individually everything. Let's be knife, let's do it properly. So, what have we got here? We have got, God, these bags are tight though. Why is this not coming out so easy? God blimey. Right, straight up the middle so we don't touch anything and that'll come off then. That was tight. Okay, so looking at these parts here, we have, looks like engine nacelles, parts of the oh, there's a word for it and I cannot remember. I'll remember it in a little while. All going down. Again, a lot of vent holes, which there was obviously on the kit, on the actual aircraft. And again, very nicely moulded, no flash whatsoever. more strengthening areas. Chines is the word I was looking for. These are chines, and they look absolutely gorgeous. So that's nice. Let's have a look at this one. We've got another one here with, it looks like one of the engines, so there's obviously two engines in this. Now, we've all seen the photographs online of the engines on a stand. I'm looking good. Okay, right, so engine detail. Let's bring it in yet again so we can see this a bit better. Let that focus it in. There we go. The detail is extremely crisp. The piping is extremely crisp. There's loads of little bits of piping in this, like a jet engine should have. It looks absolutely spot on. Yeah, I do know a little bit about these engines, not a great deal, but from photographs. And we have the stands for the engines, which we'll come to in a few moments. We have our compressor and our afterburner blade. I mean, they're basic, but they'll do the job. Obviously the aftermarket boys are going to jump right on this kit and bring it in line with what we want, what we all need. Just my way would do it would to sand off this back so you could see through the compressor blades if they're visible. Then we have our all important moving nozzles, although I don't know if they're moving on the kit. Wheels, ejection seats with moulded on seat belts. Again, you're not going to see much through the glass, so moulded on seat belts, picked out with your hand paints, should be lovely. More nozzles. Another side of it. That just, excuse me, not an ounce of flash on it. The wheels look very basic. Again, I would imagine the aftermarket guys will jump on that and look into that one. And we've got a bag here, a big old bag this time, of multiple parts, including the cockpit, because I can see that straight away. Right, get rid of that bag. Put this over there for a second. So we have the underneath and the top of the chines, again looking good. Some really nice detail on the side walls of the cockpit, really nice and very, very, if you can hear that, put that with speaker, yeah, mic rather, looking really nice. The IP panel is absolutely lovely. I don't know if it's a decal to go on there, or, I mean, most of us will hand paint that anyway, but that looks good. A bulkhead, it's very little on that apart from a couple of three really important parts. So we have wheel wells, sides of the wheel wells, again lovely detail. Wing spars, different bits and pieces. All they've got front wings for the spars. All looking good. Looks like we've got multiple piece undercarriage. Again, very nicely done. Everything's very crisply moulded. I can't see any mould marks where, or mould release marks where they're going to be getting in the way, which again is lovely. And then we have our afterburner engines, or our nozzles, again very nicely done, serrated inside, if you can hear that, looking really, really nice, really crisp. Yeah, it looks like, as I say, multi-part undercarriage, which I don't mind. It just needs cleaning up properly before you paint it all. We have our afterburner ring, or not rings, but our afterburner parts to go inside the nozzles, and more up. They'll join onto those, which will be lovely. Absolutely gorgeous. Do you notice I've done this the back way round? Normally I do the instruction manual, but I was so excited to see the plastic. and see what we're going to get. I forgot, but we'll go through that in a minute anyway. Another one, I'm going to put that aside because that is exactly the same as the previous one we looked at with the ejection seats on. More engine parts, really looking nice. And then we have this massive bag which houses our stand for our engines, our aircraft. Because on this you can have the engines displayed underneath the aircraft, which, don't know if it's the first, I'm not sure, but I think it's a brilliant idea. Have another look here. So looking at this, there's a lump been taken out of this, unless it goes to this one, which I don't know if it does or not. Nope. So it looks like there may be, either this was another cockpit tub here. If that's the second part for the RSO, I don't know. There's a high possibility. Tail, planes, looking really, really nice. Everything, the detail is gorgeous on this so far. Really, really good. Then we have what's basically a stand, but superb. Model fits on here. This bit goes in there. You've got the engines underneath. Brilliant. Love that idea. Revell, brilliant. Keep that one up. So, what we have here, we must have a former. Again, I haven't got a clue to look at the instructions. A former, let me take this out because it's a big old piece. Big old bit. Let it focus again. Lovely. Again, looking superb. Not a slightest bit of flash on it. Everything's there. Another instrument panel on this one. So it'll be interesting to see if there is more coming. I mean, I think there was possibly 7 variants of Blackbird, the A12 and so on, or the Archangel project I should say. We'll just do the glazing and then we'll get on to the instructions and have a look at the decals. Again, I have no idea, I've not seen these before, so I don't know anything about this. Well, they are as clear could be. The point at the front, again, it's a bit thick, it's a little bit wobbly, I'll admit that, but again, we're looking, I mean, really that should be as clear as a whistle. That's just straight. These little angles, very, very nicely done, although perhaps could have been a little bit clearer, but a dip in aqua gloss, then, or a polish up, then a dip in aqua gloss, and you're going to have some really, really clear styrene to go at. And then we'll eventually come to this. Let's get the decals out, which is quite a hefty decal sheet, to be honest. Put that to one side. Okay, so I'll bring that in so you can see a bit better. There we go. And a quick focus so it knows what it's doing. Lovely. So as you can see, here's our model with our engines cradled underneath. I think, as I said, this is brilliant. I love that idea, and that will be how mine is setting eventually. Okay, so you've got all your call outs for don't use a knife, you'll cut yourself, or whatever. You know, and how to use your decals, well, we all know that. Then you've got your colour call out. We'll flip past that because we won't use a single one of those. Then we start on the sprue call outs. I'm just looking for things that we're not going to use, to be honest, which apparently on this we're going to use it all, so they've cut off what they needed to cut off so we don't just get them. Okay, so we're straight in. So the large piece we saw was a former to go with the other formers that go along the fuselage bottom, or rear, or top rather, no, it is the bottom. Go along the bottom, opening a couple of holes, putting that all in place and strengthening them. Then the wheel wells going together. Let's pull that back to there. Let's see it all. Front wheel well going down and in. They're doing the undercarriage here. Obviously we do those last, so we fit them in last if we possibly can. We'll have to see if we can do that on this because it looks like they're fitted into the wheel well, but we'll see. But as it puts the wheel wells in first, I would say yeah, we can. So we're going across, more parts for the undercarriage going in, the main undercarriage going in itself, and look forwards, so it shows you how the angles go and how things fit, which is lovely. More parts which are for the wheels to go into. Then we put the ejection seats together with the top going on. I like it when they split these parts up because that means it's so much easier to paint. The front IP going in with just a basic joystick, and there are decals. I haven't seen the decals yet, but we'll have a look. Looking really, really nice. Like I said, you're not going to see much into the cockpit of this unless you have the cockpit open, which I'm thinking about doing. I suspect that Quinta or Edward will jump straight onto the bandwagon and do some 3D dials for this, which is going to look superb. Then we got another one, which is obviously the REOs, or the RIOs, sorry, the RIOs. Going straight in, the extra seats going down. Parts going together, bits and pieces going together. Intakes for the generators going on. The fuselage coming together. The rear of the tail going on. Then we've got the compressor and the intake blades going in. The intake nozzles going together and looking good. Then we've got our nozzles for the engines, or the intake engines, which obviously at certain speeds they go at different angles, looking really, really good. Same going through all this part, putting them together, building them up. Now these are fake. They're not fake, but they're going on to the aircraft with the nozzles at the end going on to the aircraft. Because what we're going to do, I presume at a later date there'll be the engines built up, which we can put on the sides. So they're getting sandwiched into the chines, or the wings themselves, sorry, after the afterburner rings have been put together. More parts going on the front, rear going on, which leaves you to whole aircraft, like so here. Same thing on this. These come in, so you've got the shape of the aircraft with the engines on, although they're going to be in a cradle underneath. Okay, so the front of the nose going in, bottom and top. The vertical stabilizers going together. You've got your ailerons, your rudders, or whatever. Well, they're all horizontal rudders and ailerons. The horizontal stabilizers going on. This is for if you want to do it in flight version. Then you've got the front undercarriage going together in multiple parts. That joining in. Oh, that's why they did it. Okay. Right, so that part is going to slip onto a piece in here, join and sandwich together, and you've got the rear stabilising part of the rear. Your gear doors going on, your wheels going together, your wheels going in with a pin to make the wheels turn. Nice idea again. More undercarriage doors going on, and the same all going on this side as well. So basically we've got the aircraft nearly finished. We've got some small parts, lumps and bumps, aerials and what have you going on. Your clear part going on, rest of your clear parts going on there. They come with the risers for the canopies, which is lovely. And then we start on the engines for display outside the aircraft, which has given us good colour reference, although I'll take all my references from online and photographs that I have. Same again, all going in, loads of pipe work going on, making it look absolutely gorgeous. Then the stand going together, the engine sitting on the stand and the aircraft sitting on top of the stand. That's going to be one heck of a display. So we have tons and tons of stencil data on the high visibility version. So what is this one? This is AF61 7958 and 7955. 7958, 755 high visibility on the bottom. And then, I'll bring it in. We go to our normal decals, which was 76, the world speed record, on the 27th of July, and the 28th of July was another world speed record. So again, you've got, this is 7958, so she's the world record holder, apparently. This is a Palmdale Plant 42 Edwards Air Force Base version, which is also, just trying to see what this is, 7955, obviously, for the famous skunk on the rear. Can you see that? Nope, you can't, because I'm out there. The famous skunk on the rear, looking lovely. And then what we got on this one, this is the New York to London version. So again, hundreds of stencils, as you can see, more on the engines, and this is the 1974, so this is the original one, which is 1 hour 54 minutes 56 seconds. That's New York to London. Los Angeles to Washington was 64 minutes 20 seconds. That's motoring. And that is another Edwards Air Force Base version with the red tail lines. Superb. Okay, right, so that's that. Our decals, mine are slightly crushed and bent, but that's fine. Now we've got some beautifully detailed instrument panels on the decals. Everything looks really nice. Now this is printed in Italy. Now I wonder if Cartograph did this, because they do look very nice. They're very thin. They are very, very matte, which the aircraft was matte anyway. And they do look absolutely gorgeous. And there's the famous skunk just there. So as you can see, they are beautiful. Everything looks in register. The colours are bright and how they should be. Fabulous. Okay, well, I'll bring this up because I'll put the box away, but that was a quick look inside the box of Revell's new 148 Lockheed SR-71A Blackbird. And what can you say? It looks like it's a kit and a half to me. Gonna love every minute of that. As I said earlier, this was gifted to myself and Mick Burr by Robert at Alclad, which I thank you for again, sir. I'm really looking forward to building this. As soon as the Mustang is done, and then the Christmas build of Tora is done, between me and Mick Burr, I'll be getting on with this, because this is looking to be one of the best kits released for 2021. Okay, well, I've got another 2 reviews to do very, very shortly, of one large kit and 1 tiny kit. So all the best for now, and see you again soon. Bye bye for now.